We're expecting some strong thunderstorms to come through the area. The wind is picking up and I can hear some rain. Here comes the rain! Miss Mams is still not feeling very well. Yes. Alright, girl, come on. Let's go see what's on TV. Maybe we'll look out the front door. Miss Mams, I know you don't feel good. I love you. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. And it's starting to rain officially. Hi. It's starting to rain, huh? You playing in the rain? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is Memorial Weekend. It's actually Saturday, and it's Saturday evening actually, almost 6 p.m. and I have not picked up my camera for a while. I did all of Bentley's graduating first grade footage and everything, and I've just been playing nurse slash mom slash cleaner slash laundryer. Laundry? I don't know what's the term for that. Laundrette? I don't know what the term is for that. Person who does laundry. Anyway, I've been doing all of those things for the past like 2 days straight. How's my tank full already? Anyway, I'm at the gas station getting gas, and apparently I only needed like 9.5 gallons to fill it, even though I have like, I don't even know, 14 or 16 gallon tank. Anyway, this video is off to a really bad start already. So, yeah, I've just been taking care of 2 sick children for days and have not picked up the camera to do absolutely anything. Well, my husband finally came home and decided to stay home, and he is with the kids, and he told me to go to Target. And he was like, we need mustard and ketchup. I didn't even look in the fridge. I don't know if he was lying to me because he just thought I should leave the house and go do something. But he was gone for a long time this morning, like 6 hours. He went shooting out in the country. Like, we live sort of in the country based on where I grew up in Massachusetts. I live in the middle of nowhere, but he went out to the country, and he had a lot of me time today, so he is apparently sending me to Target for ketchup and mustard because that's what constitutes as me time. Anyway, yeah, so I'm about to leave the gas station and go to Target, and I don't know what else I'm going to get. I do really feel like I want to get, there's somebody throwing trash away like right next to my car. I do really want to get a white chocolate mocha coffee from Starbucks, but now that I'm trying to go dairy free, or I am dairy free, I don't really know what that looks like. I don't know if it's gonna be delicious or if it's gonna taste like garbage. So I guess we'll see about that. But anyway, let's go, and I promise I'll come to you and talk to you about the kids being sick a little bit later in the video. I just don't want to sit here and do it at the gas station, so. But anyway, let's head over to Target. Hey guys, I'm gonna take this down because I've had a couple videos where I've been filming with you guys, and I feel like it's really distracting. As much as I love it, it actually kind of gets on my nerves because it like bangs around whenever I like turn a corner and stuff. I'm gonna have to find somewhere special to put it though, because it means a lot to me. So I just left Target. I got a few things that were like really necessary. I like picked up band-aids and the ketchup and mustard that my husband asked for that he may or may not have needed, who knows. But I wanted to show you what I did pick up. Oh, and there's a person pulling in right in front of me. Give me a second. I've been doing really good with the no dairy thing. And then I got a white chocolate mocha. I did ask about getting one dairy free, and they said it wasn't possible. They said there was skim milk in, I don't know, some part of it that is not is not their doing. It's pre-mixed. So it was not a possibility, and I really wanted one. So I was like, well, skim milk doesn't sound that bad. I wish I could tell you that the story with dairy ends there in Target, but it does not. So I did that. I got an iced one. And then I saw those mini brownies that they have with the seasonal frosting. And the ingredients list, yes, I bought it, contains egg, milk, soy, and wheat. I don't know what kind of milk. Let's find out. I technically haven't eaten one yet, but I'm going to. Okay, well, it says butter, cream, which in parentheses it says cream and salt, non-fat dried milk. Yeah, okay, so butter and milk, although, yeah. So, but they're like the greatest thing ever. Like, have you seen these at the store? They're absolutely amazing. If I'm gonna sit in my car and film, I probably shouldn't park this close to the door. That's heaven. That was worth every bite. Guys, I'm the worst. I hope I don't feel sick. I've like not had dairy for at least 10 days. I don't think we're quite at 2 weeks yet. Well, listen. Another thing that I did, I really want to eat more of those, but I'm gonna wait. Another thing that I did, they had the new Taylor's version of Fearless. I have an Apple Music subscription, so I don't really technically need it. But I like to collect her things because I love her. So, let's open the booklet. There's people right in front of me. Wow, that's, that really is 75 pictures. The description on the back said 75 unseen photos from the vault. I mean, there's nothing too, like, secret about them. A lot of them are her at a show. I think I'll just show you more of that when I get home, because like people are staring at me because I'm talking in my car. And I don't really care that people stare at me. I really don't, but it makes me not want to look at the camera. And I don't want to do that. So let's just pull out. Now I feel so much more relaxed. I could just like drive and like glance over every now and again at you and not have to feel like people are staring and talking. And it's like I said, I really don't care all that much, but like people think you're crazy, and I don't really want there to ever be a situation where like it embarrasses my kids in some way or another. I don't want like someone from his school or something. I don't know. You just never know. I don't know. I guess it kind of sounds silly because like what's all that embarrassing about talking to a camera in the car? I mean, it's really not, I mean, whatever, but I don't know. I'm just more conscious of those things since I had kids. It never used to really matter, but like a lot of the things that I do now, like I have to think about like how things impact them. And like Bentley's in elementary school now, and that's just different. But anyway, yeah, so I'm Memorial weekend, I'm kind of slipping up on my no dairy. It's really hard because a lot of things I enjoy, like I enjoy them and they have dairy in them, and I don't even care that they have dairy in them. But other people just decide that they have to make them with dairy. So. But anyway, yeah, I want to listen to this new Taylor CD, so I think I might check that out in the car and then come back to you when I get home. And we can chat then. Hey guys, I'm back. When I got home last night from Target, I did not pick up the camera. I had to take care of the kids, and then I just got into bed and I watched some episodes called The Midwife. I kept thinking about picking up my camera, but my brain was like, no, you've been going, and taking care of everybody for days, and I just needed to sit down and do something that benefited no one but myself for just like 2 hours. So that's what I did. I fell asleep watching Call the Midwife. I'm up to season 7, I think. 7. Yes, I'm on season 7. And there are 9 seasons as far as I'm aware. At least there was when I started it. Who knows if they're on season 10 now. But I think they are still putting out episodes for season 9. So I said I would come to you and talk to you about like what's going on with the kids and like they're sick and things like that. Okay, so I am still congested. It's been like 2.5 weeks and I am still battling this sinus infection. Awful. Anyway, so when all of that happened, I don't remember if I came and told you guys, but Miss Willow had gone to the doctor. This is going on 2 weeks ago now, and she had a double ear infection. So she started on Ceftonir, which is new for her. She has always taken amoxicillin, but they put her on Ceftonir, and 7 days after she started on, no, let me back up. 4 or 5 days after she started the Ceftonir, she started getting kind of fussy, and I didn't relate the two because she had no other symptoms. Like, she didn't have any allergy symptoms, she didn't have a rash, like nothing like that. So she's cutting this tooth right here, and now she's starting this on the ones on the bottom. And so I thought she's fussy because she's cutting teeth. Because she wasn't overly fussy, she was just kind of chewing on her fingers. So that was like 4 or 5 days after. Monday night, like almost a week ago, she did not sleep good at all. At all. It was different for her. And Tuesday morning I looked in her mouth and I saw that she had like a white, why did I just get so bright? That was awkward. I saw she had like a white patch right there on her tongue. And I was like, oh, I need to brush her tongue. And so when I tried to brush it, she started screaming. And I'm like, okay. So I looked that up online and it said thrush. And none of my kids have ever had thrush. I didn't know anything about it. I'd heard about it. I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal. I mean, I knew she needed to go to the doctor, but I just thought it was, oh, okay, you know, not that as big of a deal, I guess, as it is. And the internet also told me that it wasn't contagious. The internet said that as long as she's not basically like tongue kissing people, it wasn't contagious. And so I brought her to the daycare. I was already working half a day that day anyway because Bentley was going to do his post-op checkup at the dentist since he had his surgery with all his teeth pulled. So I brought her to the daycare that morning and I told them, I said, I think she has thrush, and the lighting on this is crazy. What is this? Maybe part of that giving up dairy acne that I've got going on. We'll talk about that again in a minute if you care to hear about it. But anyway, so I told the daycare, I think she's got the beginning of thrush, and I'm going to take her to the doctor when I go to take Bentley. So I'm going to work 4 hours and I'm going to come back and pick her up. I'm going to take her to the doctor and Bentley's going to go to the dentist. So they were like, okay. They were like, we normally don't let kids come that have thrush, but you know, for just a couple hours, like, and we don't really know what it is. She doesn't really have any other symptoms. Like, okay, take her to the doctor. So I went to work and I came back, I picked her up, took her to the doctor. The doctor looked at her mouth and said, okay, immediately stop giving her the Ceftonir. Her ears look fine. They looked at her ears too, they were fine. And I'm going to start her on, I forget what it's called, oh, nystatin. And it was like a liquid that we put in her mouth, physically like on the thrush. And I had noticed that she had started to get these little white patches inside of her lips, which like it wasn't the same. They look like canker sores. And I mentioned it, and she didn't really seem overly concerned about that. She didn't mention anything else. I know now that it was something different, but when I took her Tuesday, they really didn't say anything about it. They led me to believe that that was part of thrush. I'm not saying that she said it was, it just, the impression I got was that all she had going on in her mouth was just thrush. So she started the medicine. I took her back to daycare the next day, and they said as long as she has her own sippy cup, which she does anyway, and she's not drooling, then it was okay for her to be there because she was on the medicine. So I started her on that. Wednesday, she was pretty fussy. Thursday, she didn't sleep good at all Wednesday night going into Thursday. So Thursday, when I dropped her off, I was getting kind of concerned about dehydration because she did not want to drink anything. Her mouth was hurting her so bad. And all those white canker spots like seemed to have spread in her entire mouth. And it was just, she was miserable. Like, I've never seen either of my children miserable on that level. It was something else. And I dropped her off, and I called the pediatrician's office that day, and I was going to wait for a nurse to call me back and ask about it because I didn't feel like she was getting better, having been, this was going on 2 days since she had started that other med. So my husband got off work early, PJ was off early, and I made her an actual doctor's appointment for 3:30, and I told him to take her, which he did because I was still at work till 4, and to ask about dehydration and why it was not getting better. So he took her, and the doctor that looked at her said, okay, first of all, the nystatin is not really doing much, so he changed it to fluconazole, which is a lot more aggressive of a medicine, and she only has to take it once a day instead of 4 times a day, which was hard to do at the daycare. I do have a note now also for her to take stuff at the daycare. But anyway, the fluconazole though is only once a day, and it's like more systemic than like topical. So she started that Thursday evening, and I can tell you in terms of the thrush, she's gotten better. It's now Sunday, and that she started Thursday night, and so she's done Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and she's doing really good with that. So there's that. Now, the other part. All of the sores inside of her mouth is not thrush. It's a viral thing. It's akin to when you get cold sores. It's technically a form of herpes, but it's not. I don't want anybody to think that it's what you think of when you hear that word. It's a type of virus that's like that, but it is not like the other one that you hear about. I dread even mentioning this because I know what some people will think when they hear that word, but it's not like that at all. I promise you it's not like that at all. Whenever your immune system is compromised, you're at risk of developing that. My stepdad was like in a coma with meningitis. This was, I don't know, 12 years ago, 15 years ago. He was in a coma from meningitis in a hospital, and he developed herpes sores, cold sores, all on his face right here, and he was sitting in a hospital. So when I tell you, like, this has nothing to do with what you think it does, it is something else. But anyway, it is technically HSV1. The one that affects you in the other way that you might be thinking is HSV2, completely different thing. So anyway, the very first time you ever have it, that's what happens. Your entire mouth and throat is covered in canker sore type blisters. It is awful. And I never knew that. Awful. Like, the level of awful and pitiful. I can't even. I don't think I ever had it. I feel like I'd remember, but I don't know. I keep waiting for my symptoms to start. But anyway, so she's on an antiviral for that because excuse me, hers is so severe. And that was a special order item that didn't come in till, this was Thursday evening. It didn't come in till Friday evening. I had to wait a day. So she started that one Friday afternoon, evening. That one is 4 times a day, liquid. So Friday, I came to you for Bentley's school thing. He did not go to school because he was running a fever. His fever on Friday afternoon got up to 102.8 under the arm. You know, you add a degree. So like almost 104. And when I immediately pumped him full of Tylenol, gave him iced Pedialyte, and I tried to get him to get into a lukewarm bath, but he refused. But I took all of his clothes off. I jacked the AC up in the house, turned on the ceiling fan. I did everything that I could short of a lukewarm bath and cold compresses because he wasn't having it. But his temperature did come down. I got it down to 101 within like an hour, and then it went down from there, and now he's hovering around like 99. But I asked him how he felt, and he just said he had a headache. And I'm like, oh goodness, like a high fever and a headache. Like, you start thinking like, oh Lord, like COVID or something. But I just had a feeling, I had an inkling that it wasn't COVID. I just didn't, I started to think it was related to Willow. And sure enough, Friday night, he had a sore pop up on his lip, and then he got 2 white spots here. He's caught it from her. So Saturday morning, as soon as the doctor is open, my pediatrician's office is open 8 to 11 on Saturday mornings, which is a godsend. I can't tell you how many times. And I took him, they checked him out. He's got the same virus. So they put in a prescription for him. His are actually pill form, not liquid. His are also 4 times a day. So I've got notes for both of them to take those at the daycare. It's only 5 days they have to do it. And so she only has to do it 1 day at daycare, Tuesday, if she goes back. And he has to do it Tuesday and Wednesday. Why is she crying? My poor baby. So anyway, I'm going to try to finish this up because I've been talking forever. This video is going to be so long. I'm probably going to have to just do this by itself on Tuesday. It's just my kids are really sick. And then Friday will be like the rest of our actual Memorial Day. So anyway. Yeah, she can go back if she's not drooling. If she's drooling, she can't be there because that's how it's contagious, is if she's drooling all over stuff. But if she can contain it and just like have a binky in her mouth and just use her own sippy cup, she's okay to be at daycare. He's fine to be there because he's 7 and he just won't drool. He will swallow it. So he's okay. So that's where we're at now. That's where we're at now. We're praying for her to stop drooling because I have taken 14 instances this year, and we're at the end of May. 14 instances that I have changed my schedule at work, whether it be a doctor's appointment, someone is sick, like something or another, IAP meeting, like there has been 14 things. And I'm fine, I have PTO time, but I really needed to stop. I need to just have a normal work schedule for a while. We are praying first and foremost that she feels better. I could care less about work or any of that if she doesn't feel good. That's my number 1 thing, is I want her to feel better. 2, I want her to be able to go to daycare so that I can keep my job and everything. So that's where we're at now. She does seem like she's getting better. She is drooling significantly less now than she was a day or 2 ago. So I think she's on the mend. But anyway, so that's my update on my kids. I actually need to go give them their second dose of the day because it's 11 a.m. They had their first one at 8, and now they got to do their second dose. So, well, soon. Like in the next 30 minutes, I need to give them their second dose of the day. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say it just in case this is where I cut the video off. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.